Yo, 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 welcome back to your regularly scheduled programming, baby. Back in action. Let's go. Turn on, monetization so I can get paid a whole dollar. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go, baby. How are we doing? How are we doing? Hope we are doing well. NASDAQ doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, to be honest. To be quite honest with you, it could be a pretty good week. Could be a good week. Yo, Tony Franco, Chris, Tommy, Tony, Durf Seracer, Matt Donnelly. Let's get that paper, baby. You know what time it is. It's the pregame. What's up? Big Blue CNC, always in here. Always in here showing love, brother. Always in here showing love, baby. Let's talk about them. $145 calls are they've been toasted. To be quite honest with you guys. I mean, we've kind of seen that coming, and it's unfortunate that it's a lot, 209,000. But on a more positive note, at the $40 strike, there is 63,000 for open interest. So that's big right there. AMC going up tomorrow, bro. I think so. A lot of it, believe it or not, people say the markets don't affect AMC. What happens in the markets? It obviously does. But all eyes are going to be on earnings. To honor Dr. Martin Luther King on this special day, our AMC Cares is donating $25,000 to the King Center, an Atlanta-based charity. It is led by MLK's daughter, the fabulous, wonderful Dr. Bernice King. The money will support educational opportunity for kids in and around Atlanta. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Round of applause. I greatly enjoy implementing excellent ideas coming from our shareholders. So I am also donating $25,000 to the King Center. Make that $50,000 from AMC Cares and from me. Kids in Atlanta and the southeastern U.S. will have a better summer this year as a result. Let's go, baby. Good evening, Brenda. How are we doing? Are we doing good? Bought some more Shiba just now. AMC, I stay buying. Yes, sir. Yeah, the volatility on these contracts is actually crazy, too. 400% implied volatility on some of these. On up to the 90. So they could potentially move around a lot. Even the ones that are close to the money or even in the money are super high too. Sierra the Noob, what's going on? How are we doing? How was everybody's weekend, baby? Do we like the extended weekend? Take a look at what's going on in the world. From G6 to big data, China is looking to boost tech shares off its economy. What? Okay, we got a cap. 6G? Man, let's get 5G. Let's get 5G first. Like flying cars, they always make promises they don't ever keep. The 145 contracts are burned. It's going to take a lottery play to get those in the money. If we do start to run up to like 40, just imagine what kind of boost we're going to see at 40. That's 6.3 million shares that would have to be bought. That's a lot just right off the bat. And considering they're super cheap, these contracts are cheap. So there's likely no hedging that is going on. Because why would they? Like, even for the 24s, 23s, probably none of these contracts are really hedged out for. Forget AMC. That is over. Oh no, no sir, no sir. That is not true. Tell me why it's over. Which people could do what they want, but it's definitely not over. What's the next play? I mean, I like SoFi, Lucid. I think those are good trading opportunities and long-term investments. Things like that. Things like that. I think tomorrow's high will be. Yeah, 23, 24 sounds reasonable. I mean, well, tomorrow's high, I mean, they're really trying to keep us under 23. It's very obvious what's going on here. But it's really the question. The one question is, do you think volume will come into the stock? Because we know the manipulation, we know what's going on. It's no secret. And they can do that when there is low volume. When volume actually comes into the stock, they're not going to be able to do that in a substantial way and actually pin the stock around wherever they want. Like back here, when the volume was, just back and forth, they really couldn't pin the stock too much when you're seeing 225 million shares that trade hands, or on average about 100 million. It's a lot harder to do that. So yeah, I bought a 145 contracts. And does this give the hedgies millions of no, I don't think no, I don't think that like gives hedgies any more shares. They collected all of that money, which, what do you think the average probably was? Maybe $50. That's a lot of money. That's why I don't trade options on AMC, and when I do, it's just a very small amount, and that's something I'm willing to lose because we know what's coming. We don't know when it's coming. Well, I mean, the second half of 2022, the liquidity is going to be restricted so much. And that's my daughter. If you guys hear her, she's having a ball. But yeah, the liquidity will be restricted because obviously it's pretty straightforward to see. Yes, there's a lot of money out there, but your people that really spend money buying the latest iPhones, doing all this, they don't have as much disposable income, so the money velocity is probably going to slow down a lot. So I think second half of the year at latest, we will get that next leg up, and a lot of people will be happy. A lot of people are mad right now. I mean, not a recommendation, but if you just sit back and relax, everything should be good. What's your thesis for SoFi? Oh my God, there's such a thesis there. But to sum it all up, SoFi is like a super app where their most legacy business is their lending, student loan refinancing, their houses, their cars. That's the biggest segment of their business. But you also have Galileo, which powers Robinhood credit cards, which powers Chime credit cards, powers all of these other credit cards. They acquired that in April of 2020, and it only had 36 million active users or active accounts. Now it's at 89 million in just 2 years. That is over a 2.5 times rate of growth in 2 years. They also do have their trading aspects and crypto, and they do a lot. I mean, there's a lot to really go over when it comes down to that. Actually, next support is 1750. Then 15. Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to stay under 20. I said that it's possible we do drop quick, if the markets are very fearful and you do see a drop under 20 down to even possibly 1750. But I don't think it's going to stay down there for all too long at all, to be honest. I'm buying 1K shares tomorrow. This price is beautiful. It honestly is. I mean, you're buying it when the other long hedge funds are also buying it. So there's this dilemma where people think all hedge funds are like out to get you. No, there's some hedge funds that are with retail investors that are like playing the same trades that we do, and those are the top performing hedge funds in 2021. See where I'm going with this? They're not all of them are against us. Really, it's the big guy. It's Citadel. It's they have the pull in the markets. They're a fucking hedge fund and a market maker. Tell me how that should be legal. Tell me. That's crazy. That's just ridiculous. Final shampoo. SoFi. Buy everything under 15. Yeah, I think my average is 17, but I just bought a $5 call for like 800 something, almost 900. So it brings my break even to like 1370. So I get a lot of upward exposure to SoFi. At these prices, oh my gosh, SoFi is so undervalued. The average price target's $22 per share. It's trading at 13. The high price target's 30 in the next 12 months. It's kind of ridiculous. Old Spice shampoo. Does exercising out of the money call options on day of expiration hurt the hedgies in any way? Does exercising out of the money call options on day of expiration hurt the hedgies in any way? I mean, nobody really does that, just in general, because you'd be buying the stock at, like, say, 40, and you could buy it for, like, 20, whatever it's at right now. So people, generally speaking, don't do that. But if they did, then... I mean, no, they would just buy the stock right now and then sell it to you for, 40 or 145. They would actually love that. Let's see, is the best paying play ever. Yeah, I personally think there is a lot of opportunity here, especially at these prices. It gives a lot of people time to average down, if that's something they want to do. And, ultimately, like the video earlier, people actually thought that was clickbait. AMC Moss just confirmed hedge fund association said so. That's literally what they said about exposing short positions, which is coming here in the next month or two, hopefully. We've known about this for 2 months now. That they literally said that we're going to see more GameStop-like events when that happens. Like, why? Because you guys are shorting the shit out of these stocks. Of course it's going to happen. Lou says Citadel is out. See doctor tomorrow yet. Side effects of vaccine mostly wore off. Oh, praying for you, brother. Praying for you, brother. I hope everything's good. Lou says Citadel is out. Yeah, I have not seen anything. I mean, we could look at the 13F filings. That's the whole trust me, bro thing that I don't like. Lou's, fine by me, but like, if they say they're out, if their filing says they sold out, and I don't see anything. Citadel Advisors, nope. Last time, 33,000 shares. They decreased that position by 75%. They have a call position of 7.1 million shares worth. They increased that by 19.81%. They did sell 40% of their put position, now leaving them with about 5 million shares of exposure. The problem is, this isn't any short positions. They obviously have a short position too, but you don't have to, actually put that down unless you want to. And like right here, these people did, right? So BIVIX, Invenomic Fund Institutional Class Shares, they shorted 108,000 shares. They increased that position by 156% for $3.8 million. So like right here, that's a confirmed short position. But all of these filings, there's 2 more right here. Couple more right here. Most of them don't report this information. That's the problem. So no, Citadel did not sell out. They're not in jail. Did not sell out. Astro's in jail. Why is he in jail? How do you know he's in jail? You owe your followers more than AMC. I mean, I did start another channel. I was wondering how long it would take people to actually realize I did start another channel to talk about other stocks too, because there is more trades out there. And I have made trades and made videos about. I shorted Robinhood 2 months ago. Come on. If you had shorted Robinhood, bro. Oh, man. Come on. Look at the hood. Look at the hood. I was shorted Robinhood up here in the 40s. Psh, you'd have got rich. You'd have got rich. Pretty interesting. Is the shared lending transparency rule confirmed or just in the works? It has not been confirmed. It's they're talking about it. Usually there's a 90-day period where they take in feedback, which doesn't always, like if there's a lot of negative feedback, it doesn't always mean it's not going to go through. I don't know exactly what the feedback is. You could probably figure it out if you looked at it, but with the SEC, it's kind of like a 50-50 type game. But I think with this, just because, obviously, the SEC's goal is not to help or hurt anybody. That's not their main goal. If that's what they do, who knows? Not here to argue that. What they do is try to make sure everything is ran fairly. Not to say that's a good or bad investment, but to say, hey, there's not going to be pump and dump schemes, which obviously they do a terrible job at what their job is supposed to be. But to stabilize the financial system, to make things more fair so things don't go crazy like GameStop, it makes a lot of sense to approve that, right? Because if everybody knew, then short sellers would be much less inclined to keep shorting a stock into the ground. If you knew, daily updates on short interest by the end of the day, and if you've seen what firms had what kind of allocation of their position into these short positions, you just wouldn't do that. So it's and that's obviously why these hedge funds are mad, right? Because they have very large short positions with probably way too much of their allocation in their portfolio in those positions. I shorted Robinhood at $27. There we go. Squeeze at $4.05. Me and my group were in and out before all the ape stuff. Yeah, I bought AMC. The first time I bought AMC was just as a recovery trade, back here in like August of 2020. I believe around $5 was the first time I actually bought AMC. Yeah, in here around like $5. Maybe it was June. I don't remember exactly. No, yeah. It was probably in here like August, this week right here probably. And I've just held on. I mean, I've bought a lot more too in the 40s and the 30s. Yo, Mr. Simon, don't give up on your AMC. Oh, never. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity in AMC. The only reason I would ever give up is really no reason. But if it's like the whole community just fell apart, then that's our strength. That's why I made that video that's saying, hey, we need to stop fighting about bullshit, because the hedge funds, they're gonna say this community can't even, they ain't even doing or acting as one entity. That it's like we're regular investors at that point. That's our strength as people, not even holding to a certain price, but being positive and spreading information and just holding in general. Fuck the price targets. Fuck what people say. I mean, when it comes down to it. Big Ed Morgan, baby, popped up to say hi to the family. Appreciate you, Big T. Let's fucking go, baby. Big shout out to you, brother. Always an OG. An OG in the house. Hello again from Ozark. Let's go. 1,150 shares strong. Yeah, Ozark. What's going on? I know I say this all the time, but Ozark is a great show. Got 1,000. What should I buy? I mean, I got dividends. I got SoFi, Lucid, Abivice, Snapchat, AMC, bunch of stocks. My biggest positions, though, are definitely AMC, Lucid, and SoFi. So that's what I'm doing. Will you tell us your AMC price profit brackets? I don't really have like brackets per se. That's not really like how I like to trade normally, because I've been investing for a long time. Well, it's not really a long time if you're talking to like a 60-year-old that's been in the game for 30 years, but I've been investing for like 4-ish years now. So long before the crash of 2020, long before AMC was ever, popular for a long time. Back in 2018 when we seen the first drops in the market. So as far as brackets, if you bought 100 shares for $10 and that cost you what, $1,000, if the stock goes to $1,000, I would sell one. Or if it made sense to sell 5 shares at whatever price that makes sense. To sell a small amount and get your initial investment back. That's basically how I would trade this. Will you sell when it hit 500? No, I might sell like covered calls. If it hits 500 and the option chain gives you $1,000 covered calls and those are going for 5 or 10 grand, sure, I might sell a couple of those. Because you'd be happy selling them at, fucking... If the stock went to 500, you got $10,000 covered calls, or $5,000 covered calls. That's really my range. 5 to 10,000, I think, is reasonable, because all comes down to human psychology. Like, you got me all the way messed up if you're telling me 90% of people will hold for AMC to go to $1 million per share. That's the argument with the whole price target thing. It's not, could the stock go to that? Of course the stock could go to that. But would human psychology allow the stock to go to that? No, it wouldn't happen. And I'm sorry if I'm the one to like burst your bubble here, but if you bought one share for $10 and it went to 100 grand or 5 grand, people are just naturally going to sell. Emotions control the markets the most, obviously. Fear and greed and all that. You guys are delusional about AMC? I mean, no. What's delusional about it? Let's have a real conversation, because I see people that are and maybe you're subscribed to the channel, maybe you're not. Maybe you're here for the ETC or Lucid videos, but it's the bears don't have one thing to say. They just say, hey, it's never going to go to this price. Like, not everybody wants it to go to one said price. But would you short the stock? No. Come on. Bro, I bought puts on Tesla on Friday, like I mentioned, on Thursday with expiration on that same day, and I made freaking $2,200 in like 3 hours. There you go, baby. Yeah, Tesla. I mean, things are not like super peachy right now. Or if earnings come in bad, I mean, Nasdaq's down 0.15%. 10-year treasury bonds, though, the yield is going up quite dramatically. So this is going to hold the markets down. And this is naturally supposed to happen, though. Like, when the Fed starts to let their balance sheet run off, or even talking about it, or buying less bonds, they're not buying as much, so there's not as much demand. So naturally, price, supply and demand starts to push bond yields up, because it's like owning a dividend stock. When people start to sell a dividend stock, the interest rate, the yield it pays, goes up. And that holds down the markets, because if you could get a safe 2 or 3% return, why would you not do that? Make them buy the cover calls as leaps. Crazy premium. Yeah. I made brackets in my big old head. Yeah. There you go. The short float has been dropping on AMC. Do your ODD. Sometimes people. No, I mean, take a look. Take a look. We've never had a short squeeze with AMC. It's never happened. The estimate is at 19.11%. The short interest has actually been climbing it, brother. I don't know what data you're looking at or who you're talking to, but the last time the short interest was higher than this, only by a little bit, like, it's been pretty flat, to be quite honest with you. If the estimates are correct, let's say 19% is correct. Last time we got this short interest settlement day was December 31st, 2021. So just 17 days ago. And that was at 18.46%. Now, consider it is at the estimated 19.11%. The short interest has not been over 19% since June. June 15th. And we've never seen a short squeeze. The short interest May 28th was at 24.49%, went down to 14.76%. The first, 5 or 10% of a short squeeze, is going to do the least amount of damage compared to the last, say, 15 or 20%, right? If a stock has 30% short interest and all the shorts are forced to cover, then the short interest, once it gets down to 20, that's your first round. But if those shorts are really forced to cover and that starts to explode, that last 20% is going to do a lot more damage per share than the previous 10%. Now, the key factor is within AMC and a different short squeeze is, are people holding on to the stock? That's the only key. So in that case, I don't know, there's just wrong information, but yeah, hit the like button on that note. So AMC is almost at all-time highs. And mods, please don't time this guy out, because I want to prove the whole we're delusional thesis wrong. I love arguing with people. Well, I don't love arguing with people, but when people have false information, it's like, you guys don't understand personally how hard it is for me to hear people, other creators, bring up old shit, bring up wrong information that I want to correct so bad. Like, in my soul, it just irks me to know that that is 100% false, but people are actually buying into it. I want to correct it, and I want to be an asshole, but it doesn't put dollars in my pocket. It doesn't help the movement. It doesn't do any of that, so I don't do it. And obviously, eventually, people, will figure out. The people that are teaching you the macro shit, not just AMC in this bubble, it's what goes on outside of the bubble. Because I made a lot of money in the crash of 2020, right, playing the TLT bonds, the 20-year treasury bonds. The ticker is TLT. But, that was all macro. That had nothing to do with the bonds in general. It was all macro. If you take a look. This parabolic rise. So, it's like, I don't know. If AMC goes to 522, then I'll give this guy my house for real. I will hold you to that, brother. I'm just playing. No, I just don't like, false statements. It's all fine if you don't like the stock. There's obviously plenty of people that don't like the stock. Some people here are even paid to not like the stock and spread that. But to say the short interest has been going down when it's at all-time highs since June, since this rally, days to cover is at all-time. Look at this. Hopefully you're still here. Look at this. How do you explain this? Days to cover. Look, there's a direct correlation between the days to cover being high and dropping when the price of the stock goes up, because it's days to cover 3 million shares. How long would it take? Right here in January, right here in June. Now we're at all-time highs, at least since the ape movement has actually started. This is telling you that it's very hard to cover on their short positions all at once if they wanted to, if they had to. So, one of those things. Sorry, if you guys have just joined and hit the like button for me, we're kind of ranting here a little bit. How can we prove retail owns 90% of the float other than what Adam Aaron said? There's no way to really prove. The thing that I like to look at is obviously the volume, right? So we see very low volume. And my thesis of this is a lot of this volume in here, 100 to 200 million shares traded hands for since June all the way until pretty much October, and then the volume started to die off. I think retail was slowly selling out, and the people that are real apes that have been buying the dip have been buying the stock all in this range. So I don't think there's too many available shares to be traded, and I think that's why we're seeing big moves off of low volume. Personally, we dropped 10% off 41 million shares that traded hands. If people are holding the stock, that does not mean it will go up right away or go down right away. It's all who's holding the stock, but how fast are people trying to buy and sell, or shorting or buying? Hopefully that makes some sense. Shorts were covering when we ran up to 70. Yes, that's true, but not a substantial, like, you can't even call that a short squeeze. Like they weren't like forced to cover. Maybe you could say a baby one, but in my eyes, seeing the short interest go from 24%, to 14%, but really from 20% to 14% in all reality, that's not what I would consider a short squeeze. When we've seen the option activity the way that it was, most of that move was FOMO and options. But that's the greatest thing. If a stock has done that before, people are much more likely to take that trade again and cause more FOMO the next time. I feel like BBIG is getting all the volume that it should have been getting. I mean, BBIG, I don't know much about it on a fundamental basis. If it's not a fundamental investment, then I wouldn't touch it. Unless it was like in and out on a daily basis. MC Prosperity, what's going on, baby? Simon, Tyler, a friend asked me a question. You know how hedge funds borrow shares to short. Is there a way for us to borrow shares to hold? Not that I know about, at least retail investors that, could do that. Margin is kind of like that, I guess, but little bit different. And I mean, I'm not endorsing using margin. I have a little bit, but like not even, like, you would need to see the markets completely just tank for me to get margin called. Like it's like 10% of my portfolio. It's like nothing. But that's pretty much, I think, the only way that we could do something like that. And like I was going to say, at these prices, I mean, could AMC drop more? Sure. But where would its fundamental valuation be in the market's eyes? I think $20 is proven to be the fundamental valuation if 32 million shares were bought at around, on this fall. So, that's really the only way I can think of. The big guys probably could. We need volume. If the volume is not there, it will not MOS. Volume is 145 million. Yeah, volume, as you do know already, comes and goes. So volume doesn't stay high forever. It doesn't stay low forever. It always will come back into the stock, or just any stock for that matter. Yeah, 1.5% of shorts covered, dude. Yeah, it wasn't nothing. It went all back. Sold when it came back on. Recycling short. G is where the potential is at now. Yeah, see, what's the fundamental case? If BBIG just has some kind of fundamental thing going for it, great. But I know it's a penny stock, and I know you talk about a stock subject to being shorted. Hey, Tyler, do you think the lack of volume is because Citadel is parking our buy orders in the dark pool? How can we increase volume if they just keep moving our buy orders? Yeah, I do think that has something to do with it. And I said this a while ago, that I think the real issue is like hedge funds lending out our shares over and over again, and Citadel routing the buys to the dark pool and the sells to the lit exchange. But the thing about that is they can only do that so many times. So the dark pools are for institutional investors. It will get to a certain point where it's not feasible for them to even take the back end. So what they could be doing is internalizing these orders. They could be taking the orders, buying the stock from the dark pool where it doesn't influence the price of AMC, buy the stock on the dark pool, take our orders, and basically it's called internalizing, and do all of the orders in the dark pool and make their money in that way without influencing the market. But that only works to a certain extent, especially, like I said, when liquidity gets restricted and people just don't have as much money as possible. Look up the crash of 1989. And I think I talked about this on a live stream before. Look that up, and it's basically about the crash before really, like, the market makers stopped buying stocks. They just stopped buying stocks. And there was one guy that finally stepped in the pool, the trading floor, that actually started to buy stocks, and he's the only one that actually prevented a full-on meltdown. But look that up. You'll learn a lot about that whole situation. Learn technical analysis to find when a stock is moving. No, no, buddy. Technical analysis is not how to find when a stock is moving. There's a lot of different reasons. And you're obviously interested in trading, and I encourage everybody to, because it's changed my life. It'll change everybody's life. Trading, investing, literally options, giving you options quite literally in life. But no, there's a lot of different reasons. Technical breakouts I've seen just don't happen for no reason. There's always an underlying reason, whether it's the markets are valuing companies that are high growth with no earnings, which is not right now. So if BBIG is unprofitable and is not going to be profitable for like 5 years, like, I don't know what you're trying to do, maybe 10 or 20%, sure, fine, but the thing's not going to go crazy unless there is a short interest, technical breakout, something along those lines. But there's always different reasons. You can't, technicals really mean jack shit when it comes down to it. Technical levels, sure. If a stock's getting rejected off of a certain level and it finally breaks out with good volume, sure, that might, be good. But just saying, doing a technical breakdown on something is not a reason why it's going to move or continue to move. Yo, Big Seth, what's going on, baby? Mr. Simon, greeting everybody. There we go. Sold on my BBIG and put it all into AMC. Best thing I ever did. Yeah, BBIG. I mean, let's look at it. Like, what's going on? Like, if I can't get the scoop on what did Motley Fool? Good news for AMC. Spider-Man No Way Home keeps smashing box office records. What? The film has grossed $1.5 billion in ticket sales worldwide. Bro, wait till 2022. Get out of here with that, son. We get it. We already know our stock. Yeah. BBIG news. What am I doing? Why BBIG has been surging. Okay, I just want the simplified version. BBIG stock pumps once again on rumors of crypto tide launch. See, I mean, what's the market cap of this thing? I mean, if you guys haven't noticed, it don't even come up on Google, bro. Point is, do what you want to do with it, trade or whatever, but it's not my cup of tea when it comes down to it. So you covered all the crime from hedgies since generations, and you really think they will let AMC run? I mean, yeah. We've seen low volume for how long now? Like I just said, since October, right? October. So they really haven't, had to do too much. When there's low volume, it's hard to manipulate things. 555 mil is the cap. What's the price? BBIG was the price, like $4. $4, almost $5. See, and why would you? I mean, see, this is I mean, it's definitely not a fundamental trade from meets the eye, but I mean, feel free. What's BBIG's short interest and all that? Since we'll look into the second runner-up right now. 25% with no data on cost to borrow. Oh, it is. Jeez, Monday. See, the short interest used to be much higher at 40%. Well, definitely an unprofitable company, it looks like. Yeah, 25% short interest. meme stocks except for GME. MSM wouldn't be obsessed with AMC if it wasn't a threat. Oh, it is for sure. We have not seen me in any chats talking about any. I don't know if you're talking about me, but I have no problems with you, brother. I want everybody to make money. If it's BBIG, AMC, or anything else in between, you know. I'm definitely not the guy that's gonna say, yeah, fuck you. You invested in BBIG. Like, I don't, wherever the money is, man. Just on a risk to reward basis, I'm either buying AMC or long-term growth companies with like Snapchat, SoFi, Lucid. And I'm not even buying Lucid right now because I'm up 100% on it. PayPal, things like that, and AMC. That's what I'm doing. If it's, AMC's the greatest thing about AMC is the community and all of that. I don't know about BBIG, but I haven't heard anything about a BBIG community. You know what I'm saying? To pump BBIG, that's all I need to know is their true intentions are. Yeah, I mean, BBIG. Like, man. Like, BBIG is going to fall 50% in a single day. Like, before you ever have a chance to exit your position. Is AMC going to fall 50% right now? No. Has AMC ever fallen 50%? No. No. Yeah, Big Blue CNC. Yeah, he's definitely deserved it. He's always in here. Mr. Simon. It is your money. Just following the money is not an AMC. No. Yeah, I mean, if you just follow the money, that's what I did with all the other short squeeze trades. Clove, what's the DWAC? I traded all of those. Like that video that I commented on one of my other videos. It's so stupid, like bashing Lou. Like I don't agree with what Lou says, but for that guy, I'm sure some of you guys have seen that video, him bashing Lou and Al from Boston. It's like, dude, who cares how somebody makes their money, for one? Who cares if they talked about other stocks? I'm not that guy. I want everybody to win. like, I commented on the video. I said, you are not a true ape if you're trying to divide people. BBIG, get all the tennies. I didn't say so. Yeah, exactly. Most AMC apes are in BBIG. Get all the attendees. I didn't say sell AMC. Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point. When it comes down to it, when AMC does start to really rip, then the money will funnel back into AMC. The money just gets bounced around over and over again. There's always going to be a winner. There's always going to be a loser with, everything short term. Yeah, AMC is not in the right pattern. No. I mean, it's not to like wake up tomorrow and see the squeeze happening. I mean, it's not exactly looking like that. It's been going down, but it's just been getting pinned, and it's very obvious. We had this low at $20.80 per share right here, and the low right here at $28 or $20.80. The same penny low, and then we finally broke under that, under 20, and then got propped back up to 20. Yeah, hopefully, Jace Jones, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's why I like to encourage people to trade other things. I bought 10 shares of DWAC and made $650 on it, $700, something like that. I shorted Robinhood. I made videos about that. Shorted Robinhood. Made videos about Clove. I think I made a video about DWAC too. That's why I have the other channel now where I can talk about more of that stuff. Because there's other trades out there. AMC, yes, has the most potential in the longer term once it actually does happen, in my opinion. Considering you're pretty much at your fundamental valuation too, it's like a no-brainer. No other stocks trade like this. Mr. Man Spread. That's true. No other stocks trade like this. I've never seen a stock trade like this. No, never. Never ever. No, nobody can say they've seen a stock trade like this that hits the same exact lows every time, that gets pinned at a certain price, whether it's under or below a certain price. You don't see this kind of, situation. Good news is automatically neutral or bad news. That doesn't happen. We've got news that is crazy good. SBV, why does that sound? That's not. SBEV. Okay, I thought that was something else. I mean, I would be very careful. There might be a trade when it does come down. It's going to come down like 50% probably. Down to like $2.30 per share probably, somewhere in there, 250. And then that might be the time to make a short-term trade. Definitely not right now though. I would stay away from it up here at the high. Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't pin your hopes on one stock. I hope people. I mean, it's okay to have all your money in one stock if that's what you want to do. That's not what I personally do, and I've been totally transparent with that. I don't know who all else in the people, the community that you guys watch. I have never once said to buy all AMC. I literally said on the live streams and in other videos, if you are emotional and you are feeling fearful, if you can't sleep right, if you have too much money in AMC, diversify. It's that simple. Diversify. I never said sell AMC, but I said, hey, if you got 10 grand, that like on top of what your already large AMC position is, do what you want to do. And that's where options come in, because even if you did have all of your money in AMC, you could still trade options and take advantage of all of these things. There's so much potential and money out there. But the thing is knowledge. I've spent the last 4 years trading options and actively every single day learning different things and different strategies, and I still don't know everything. The problem is people want the gains, but they don't want to take years learning about it. That's the thing. And trust me, you'll never stop learning. I guess I've noticed that in my life. People are like, cool, that's cool. How do I do that? And then I'm like, well, you got to do this every single day and learn all of this X, X, and X. They don't want to do it. It's not my fault or anybody's fault, I'm buying more AMC tomorrow. There we go. And, everybody's going to do what they want to do when it comes down to it. I think that's no secret either. So it's Robin Hood, Men in Tights, movie clip, Men in Tights, what? It is all a waiting game at this point. Exactly. Do you trade? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I trade full time, but, if you could do as much as possible. Like, I work at a damn restaurant I've worked at for years now. I have rental properties, real estate agent. I trade. Like, you should do as much as possible. But doing all of those things, I can trade too. Not at a computer all the time, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, I have like 4 or 5 different things I do. Real estate's definitely the best, though. That's what I want to expand in more. But no, I mean, my favorite is obviously YouTube. So it's good. Yeah, what do you guys do for a living? Let me know what you guys do. But yes, Johnny 5 Beats, I do a lot. Here you go. What's outlook on AMC this week? I think a lot of what AMC is going to do, how the market sentiment is going to come down to earnings and how companies start to report and guide for the whole year. Ain't a dead cat. AMC at 20 is like when it was $5. Yeah, I mean, AMC at 20 is crazy. What? Okay. Well, I trip weed. There we go, Johnny. There we go. Lawyer, search driver. Ooh, interesting. Work for Big Red. Psychotherapist, mechanic, the truck driver, railroad signal maintenance, tech teacher, nurse, elementary school teacher, radiologic tech. What the heck? You guys are nutty with it, kind of. Photographer, retired. I'm a OBC onboard carrier. I saw what? Shout out to you guys. Lyman Airport. Wow, online seller and futures options stock trader, property manager. Tell them about real estate, baby. Tell them about real estate. Tell them about Airbnbs in a good location that's a tourist destination. Tell them about it. Oh yeah, David Parker. I already knew that, brother. Pimpin'. Tax analyst. Oh, you work for the IRS? Buzz him out. I'm just playing. We love you, brother. That's funny. I work for Halliburton LL. Yeah, so in Big Red, do logistics. Yeah, you guys are educated. Yeah, it doesn't matter after we become millionaires. That's right. Sit on the beach with our coconut drinks. General manager of fast casual dining. Okay, there we go. Beast to ocean, there's balance. What up, big pimpin'? There we go. Here for Halliburton, Alaska. Oh, you guys are funny. I'm a made man in the Chicago Mafia Syndicate. There we go. Please don't come get me. Interesting. You guys are very diversified in the work field. Very diversified. What the fuck? What? Tell me that ain't real. Tell me that ain't real, bro. What? How is the futures down 0.79% now? It was just down 0.15%. What? Okay, let me go to Yahoo Finance, bro. What is going on? No way that's true. That was quick. What the hell just flipped? What? Where the hell is the damn futures again? Oh my gosh, how did that flip so fast? Jesus Christ. Oh, there is a lot. There's quite a bit of volume on those. What is happening though? The Russell Index futures down 0.19%. What is going on though? Why did that just happen? That was quick. I go on a rant, come back, and futures are tanking. I like this, dude, baby. We like you. There we go, brother. Appreciate it. It's appreciated, but never necessary. I try to read as many comments as possible, too. So if I miss some, just say it again, and I'm sure I'll get to it. More bloodbath coming this week. Yeah. I mean, there's got to be some kind of news around that, or maybe people are like, hey, it's future trading time. I mean, there's no, like, breaking news. It's crazy. It's all China's fault. Exactly. So when covering starts, are they having to hunt and hunt until they get the real shares while covering synthetic Guatemalans at the same time? So it basically comes down to OG apes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When because these brokerages, they're just lending out your shares, like, in my opinion, over and over again. Jeez, the futures are getting NASDAQ futures are getting clapped. Just destroyed right now. We're almost down 1%. But yeah. So everybody's got these IOUs, and they have to find the real shares. I told you so many times the market is crashing. You keep laughing like I'm joking. No, brother. Oh, today, yeah, it's crashing. What is going on? But yeah. No, it's Trump's fault. Futures down because they saw the apes are sleeper agents. Free industry says work. Exactly. Weird timing on that, huh? Weird timing. Don't Trump even great. My Cork is bad. Hillary versus Trump 2024. Oh, geez. Rerun. You explain what futures are. Futures are contracts that are traded. So it's just like betting on it. Like if you look at the futures right here. You can see NASDAQ 100 March 22nd. It says right there. They're actual futures contracts that are traded. So I don't trade futures, but it's just a contract that is like pretty much simplest way to put it is just betting on what's going to happen the next day and into the future. But yeah, as you can see right here, March 22nd. These are all March 22nd. March 22nd. March 22nd. So it's like an option that market participants are betting on. You could trade options too, or futures, but it's not something that I'm interested in. The volume is kind of jacked, and they don't really move around too much. It's not really worth it to me. Bush versus Kerry Skull and Bone Brothers. Thank you. Puts in the work. Oh yeah, I got some puts too. This should hit pretty nice. Jace Jones, baby! Oh, yes. Love a good conversation, good sport. There we go, brother. Appreciate you. Screw the dollar. Appreciate you, brother. Well, don't screw the dollar. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. But I love the positivity, the conversation. I love that. Thank you. Good night. Good commentary, bro. Yes. Thank you. Where Poppy Brush's nickname had CIA mentions 2 over 250 times and 9/11 on Sun's Watch. Jeez, that 10% is coming. Wait for more Fed shit in the spring. Oh, man. Yeah, the Fed's got surprises for us. That's for sure. NWO is president. I am a CNC programmer. My bad. I was in the shower. Oh, man, I knew this girl that was a CNC. That's like the machines, right? Maybe this is stupid. Like the machines that you program to do like different things, like carve out like millimeters of like metal and stuff like that. Right? I think so. I think I'm right on that. Might be wrong though. Yeah, the Fed though, man. It's all going to come, it's coming at a bad time, and I think the Fed wants the markets to go through a good correction because they always do. Every, 5 or 10 years, you have some crisis that happens, the Fed cuts rates, and then once things are good and overheating, but when the markets go up too much, in other words, they drop the markets again. And it's no surprise what the markets have done. I mean, it's like no surprise here. Like it's kind of ridiculous when you look at it like this. Like that's ridiculous in 2 years. So, I mean, the thing is though, the markets really collapse when earnings start to miss. That's why earnings is so important. If the markets are up, inflation's up, the Fed's tightening, who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. If earnings start to decline, oh, we're getting slapped. We're just going to dude, We're getting slapped around at that point. Just wait for it. We thought this was bad. We thought we were feeling pain back here in September, October. Oh, just wait. Just wait till we come down into, 350 on the SPY or 380. Crazy. Oh, yes, exactly. You're right, Tyler. Let's go. Laying the rock. Johnson for president. Did you guys see Logan Paul said he wanted to be president by when you can legally run at like 35? I'm like, oh, geez. They live sunglasses, baby. What if Pelosi ran for president? It'd be the worst campaign in the world. She'd get like 2 votes. I feel like everybody hates her. Besides, if you're a stock trader and you want her trades. Yeah, well, Trump will probably be president again. Just imagine that. Just imagine if like Pelosi tried to run for president. She'd get shut down right away. And I'm not even political, but I hear a lot of people don't like her. They'd be like, we just want the trades. We just want the Pelosi trades, bro. They actually made $5 million off of Google calls in the past 2 years. Kind of crazy. But, yeah, we're at a dangerous level, though, if you really look at this on the SPY. We're, like, hanging out at the low sides. We should run again. Here at 4 a.m. just came across your channel. Top knowledge to be sure. Just wondering, will AMC hit its profit targets? Not a massive invest, 300 shares, but buying every few days. Yeah, I think 2022 is going to be very important. And I'm glad you said that. So I can give you some insight that nobody else talks about. The business is much more efficient. And the people that are here all the time, they already know what I'm going to say. They're like, hey, shut up, dude, already. But the business of AMC is much more efficient. So I could pull up the numbers for you, which I've done so many times already. I'm going to have to wrap up the stream here in just a minute. But long story short, the business is about 30% more efficient. So they're estimating, analysts, about $5 billion of revenue. They used to be at $5.5 billion of revenue, but their operational cost, their cost of revenue to get that money into their theaters is substantially lower. It's going to be like $3 billion, $3.3 billion. So there's a lot more profit margins there. There's a lot more room to do other things, special dividends, or just do whatever they want to do. So, yeah, as far as profits are concerned, you definitely, I think that's going to be a solid area for AMC on a fundamental basis. And I think that's why it's being held up at around $20 per share. Or 20. I typed in 20. AMC, baby. Yeah, but I've never heard anybody talk about the efficiency of the business. You have to think about it like this. If a company has been around 100 years, it's not the most efficient business still as it was in its growth phase. There's a lot of businesses that are stores, locations, products that aren't as highly profitable, that sometimes lose money. Like all the stores with AMC that were not profitable but had just stayed open because 1,000 stores, nobody was really monitoring every single store, their performance, if it was worth it to keep it open. Once they got shut down due to the Rona, they had to cut down all operations only to, profitable stores once they opened. And that's what they did. But obviously they have back rent and things like that might hold them back for a little while. But that's already held them back in 2021. We should be free cash flow positive here. I would be surprised on this earnings, but definitely I would imagine by the next earnings. It's going to be close. It's really a 50-50 at this point. If AMC will be free cash flow positive. And that means they're just generating enough money to support their business. They're not burning through money anymore. And that's a key to the short thesis. There's still people in Twitter chats that are like, AMC's going to run out of money in 8 months. Like, no, they're not. Where's your calculation coming from? Like, no, they're not. They have $1.3 billion more cash now than they ever had, and AMC was hardly ever profitable besides in 2018. And they actually lost money in 2019 because their cost of revenue went up $200 million. So that cost of revenue is the most important metric on their financial statements. That cost of revenue. Fuck it. But before we end the stream, just so everybody is on the same page here. This number is what nobody talks about. The cost of revenue. It was at over $4 billion just pretty consecutively since 2017, 2018, 2019. Now we were at $1.7 billion, but we were open for a majority of the year. We were open, a majority, like 60-70% of the year. So even if you add $1 billion on top of this, it's still going to be like $3.3 billion. That's over $1 billion cheaper than what it costs to make the same revenue as we will in 2022. So profits looking good in that aspect as well. I have never been to an AMC, but I have 1,150 shares. Interesting. That's funny. Yeah, so hopefully I answered that question. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new here, or if you're not, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date with the live stream or the videos or anything else. That's not important. But we do this usually. This was obviously Monday was not open today. But usually we do these live streams from Sunday night through Thursday night. So the only days we don't is Friday and Saturday. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys later. Peace out, Simon. All you guys, all the mods, shout out to all you guys. Everybody that made active comments.